Hell yes. Oh, this is fucking brilliant. Oh my god. Can't wait for this. Let's do this, boys. Hey guys, welcome back to another Josh MUFC video. This time we're just going to be doing a little overview once again of the last week of the news, transfers and whatever else going on in the world of Manchester United. Got a few articles to share, a few reports to read out, and just give an update and some thoughts on what's going on in the world of Manchester United. So yeah, we'll just dive right into it. Some stuff about Eriksen, some stuff about Cristiano Ronaldo. Malacia has finally signed and was present at Old Trafford at training. So yeah, looks like things are going into full swing. Let's jump right into it, and we'll start with the first story on the agenda here. So here, according to the Manchester Evening News, says that, well, who's the reporter here, just to give them, by Richard Fay, Manchester United writer, and George Smith of the Manchester Evening News. This publication usually fairly close to the club, so I think there's a small amount of credibility here. So anyway, get on with it. So basically just saying Manchester going into the new week, training starts, a lot of the international cohort are now back with the squad for the preseason training. So moving on here, you see Manchester United heading to a new week, plenty of question marks surrounding their top goal scorer from last season, blah, 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 scored that many goals, blah, blah, blah. There's been reports saying that Ronaldo is potentially looking to leave. There's lots of questions being asked of the fact that he hasn't shown up yet. And as you see here in this little area, it's reported the 37-year-old has asked United to accept any reasonable offer for him should they receive it. Now, at the moment, I would just say this is probably Ronaldo flexing, a little bit of paper talk. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, obviously, if he has been talking to clubs, or at least have his name dropped by his agent, who reportedly last week he was having a conversation with Todd Bowley. He may even look at possibly Bayern Munich, even though they've sort of said this story is a not starter. But I still think there is something here to just have an open mind about, because I mean, Ronaldo rocked up to Juventus and said, no, look, not happening, I'm out of here. And as we all know, that mini fight with City was happening, and he ended up at United. So yeah, that's pretty much where that is at the moment. Ronaldo has basically just, yeah, he's in a situation where he's clearly not happy with the way things are going. I don't know if the stories are 100% true, but look, at the end of the day, Ronaldo is the GOAT. I wouldn't blame the guy. I wouldn't be mad at the guy if he decided to leave. He's ambitious. He's in the last couple of years of his career, and he'd probably want one more major title before perhaps going back to Portugal, finishing out with, say, Sporting. And yeah, so keep your eye on this one. It's a kind of non-starter at the moment. We'll see where we go from here, and fingers crossed he does stay, because I think United need the out-and-out striker that Ronaldo is. Talks about Martial potentially filling the void, or as mentioned in a previous video, that Ten Hag could potentially see Rashford as a striking option. Not for me, not this season, not when there's a new spine coming in, a new looking side, new tactics, all this sort of stuff. And Ronaldo, he guarantees you goals, even in a dead team. He scored 24 goals across all competitions last year, third highest in the Premier League. Keep an eye on that one. The next one, we'll go over to the Express. Hang on, allow my slow-ass computer to load up. Where are we here? This one's got my eyebrows up and fairly happy about things. You see here, as per the Express, the article by Jack Otway of the Express, Christian Eriksen verbally agrees to join Manchester United in a major boost for Ten Hag. Right, so if we scroll on down the page here, excuse all the pop-up ads, there may be. So it says here, Christian Eriksen has verbally agreed to join Manchester United in this summer's transfer window, according to reports. Free agent since the end of his Brentford contract and now moved to Old Trafford awaits. United want to revamp their midfield after the departures of Nemanja Matic, Paul Pogba, and obviously one matter. Eriksen told United he wants to play for them despite Brentford also being keen. Leicester and Everton were all linked with the playmaker, and Tottenham, obviously, I covered that before. I think that was just more of a fairy tale thing, Tottenham, Eriksen, they had a very good relationship in the time he was there, and they did very, very well, and he did very, very well. Hence his pickup by Inter. Anyway, moving on. The Red Devils have offered the Denmark international a 3-year contract believed to include an offer of a weekly salary of 150,000, which I think is just about right for a player his age. It's not too high. It's not, the 250,000 that is touted for a lot of players that really aren't worth it in previous windows. So it's a good business decision. He is a very, what's the word I'm looking for? He's a very utilitarian player. He can fit anywhere in a midfield. He can play as a 6, as an 8, as a 10, and still do the job well. He is schooled in the Ajax way of playing. He's probably the best free agent midfielder option available this transfer window. He trained with the Ajax reserves before going to Brentford, and he just knows the way. And I think he, as I said before in other streams on Talk Football, he can push Bruno, and he can also be a pivot, a central midfielder. He can play any of those positions equally as well in any of the positions. So in that regard, I'm very excited. It looks like it's going to go ahead. I think Ornstein and Romano have also put out, who both have been, Ornstein in particular, he's been very, very on the money this transfer window. So for him and Fabrizio Romano to come out and say it's all but done, very exciting. I'm just expecting the "here we go" or the "deal agreed" taglines to come with these transfer guys. So if I just go on further down, nope, that's it. Yeah, it's claimed that this is a normal process. Is also, wait, hang on. Oh yeah, basically just a little background into his injury, his heart issue at the Euros, and having a pacemaker. Yeah, right here. This is the one that got me. Eriksen was fitted with an implantable cardioverter defibrillator after the scare a year ago, which forced Inter Milan into letting him go due to Serie A rules. Now, this is, I'm happy. I'm very, very happy. A, because deals are finally getting done. Tyrell Malacia is already in the squad, in with the team, meeting everybody. I think it's the second stage of the medicals happening today, the 4th of July in England, possibly, and then everything's just going to move forward from there. So things are finally happening. I'm very relieved. I know I was saying I'm just going with the flow with this thing, but I'm very, very happy that these things are actually starting to move along now. So Eriksen, basically a done deal. He's verbally agreed to the conditions. It seems he's following his professional development, thinking he's still got something about him, because he could have stayed in London. No one would have begrudged him that. He could have stayed in London, stay with Brentford, possibly even gone to Tottenham if they were interested. But it just shows that he's got still got a little bit about him to actually want to push himself at a higher level. So kudos to him. I can't see there being an issue with him in the fitness. He's just done 6 months with Brentford at a high level. So happy to have him. It's an improvement in what has just left in one matter, and potentially Nemanja Matic. He's still in a decent age. They're looking at a 3-year deal, so big up to Eriksen if he comes in, and excited to see what happens. I'll move on to the next one. In the Guardian, we'll go on over to the Guardian. This one's just more of a tabloid rumor. I don't put any weight on this, but we'll just go through the article here by Michael Butler via The Guardian, basically saying that Manchester United and Arsenal are looking to go in for Paulo Dybala. A whole bunch of stuff here just praising him. Both Premier League clubs could probably rather do with a proper number 9 than another number 10. Arsenal, blah, blah, don't care about the Gabriel Jesus. Cristiano Ronaldo is doing his best to fling himself into a private jet at Manchester Airport, marked do one. Nice. The Portuguese informed United on Saturday, well, Erik ten Hag seemed nice enough he fancied playing in the Champions League. Again, I don't begrudge Ronaldo this, so this is all coming about. This is all coming about for the Ronaldo rumours. So Manchester United are going to be linked to them, but Dybala's been linked with United every year for the last 5 years, and nothing's happened. And we get down to this bit here is about Ronaldo. While there is also talk of return to Italy, there's no concrete offers yet. I can't see anyone in the Serie A affording Ronaldo. So a little bit of stuff about City there. We don't really give a shit about those guys in blue. We'll move on over here to the Mirror. This is more of a roundup of news aggregation. Cristiano Ronaldo due to return to Manchester, blah, blah, blah. I told him wants to leave, but it's unclear if he will go. If he does get his wish, United are adamant he's not for sale. Now, we know this can only end one way. If Ronaldo wants to go, he's going to go. No two ways about it. Don't get it twisted. If he is that determined to be out of Manchester, he will find a club. He will get a move. For me, it'll be either Chelsea or Bayern Munich, even though Bayern have disregarded it as a rumor, as a non-starter. They're not going to afford him, blah, blah, blah. But if this Lewandowski thing happens after the Jong sale, as all of these deals are hinging on what happens at Barcelona, Lewandowski gets registered, you will see Bayern Munich in the market for a striker. They haven't been able to get Haaland. Nunez has gone to Liverpool. I don't know too much about the Bundesliga, but I don't think there's any other major rumours. It's all hinging on Barcelona's transfer movements. So we move on down here into the next paragraph. Erik ten Hag has already requested the club replace Ronaldo with Antony from Ajax if he does leave the club. So, the things with Antony have been there for a while. I think he would be a very good signing. I hope he does come in. But again, Ajax are in a position where they don't need to sell. They've met their quota, and they can now push clubs for a price. They're doing the same thing here with the United's battle with Arsenal over Lisandro Martinez. He's someone that both clubs are looking for. I think he would go more towards United because there is that centre-back or full-back position that he could take up. And he can also play DM. So if things get worse to worse, he can play any of those positions, and he can almost be guaranteed game time every single week. Where Arsenal are looking more, we need a fill-in left-back, we need someone to fill in a centre-back. There hasn't been a clearly defined role from Arsenal where I think he would trust Ten Hag, come over to United and know that he's going to get game time and he's going to get played in the positions he would prefer. They've worked together. For me, that makes more sense than going to Arsenal. But keep an eye on it because bids are going in. Debates are going for both sides. Ajax want them both to be submitting bids, both United and Arsenal. So see what happens with that one. But yeah, so that's for now. That is about it on the big transfer news. There've been a couple of rumours. Dean Henderson's made his move. I think Fulham is still looking at Andres Pereira, and there's a whisper that they're looking at Eric Bailly as well. I would welcome those moves 100%. Let me just duck out of this story for now, and we'll go over to here. All right, I'll put back up at the big screen. So, just a little bit of an add-on to the Eriksen story. This makes for interesting. I just want to give my thoughts on how I think Eriksen could fit into the United squad. Now, I did try and do a tactics video, which bombed the hell out. It was live with one of the guys in the group chat that I'm with. He was very supportive. He was great about it. Big up to you, Twisted. But so I haven't got any graphics, I haven't got any infographics or anything like that to bring up. So because we are all United fans, we know how they set up, we know the trials and tribulations, we know everything that's happened with the club. If and when Eriksen comes in, like I mentioned just before, he is a jack of all trades, but he's also a master of those trades. He is exceptionally press resistant. He takes very good care of the ball, and he fits in with the Ajax, the Ten Hag style play. He came through the academy at Ajax. He kind of altered that a little bit, playing with Tottenham under Pochettino, and then over at Inter under Conte, which was different again. Now, if you're drilled in a certain way of playing football from youth academy right through to your senior debut, you play the same style week in, week out, year in, year out. It's part of your footballing DNA. You can't just uncoach that. You don't lose that. I think at most you might see maybe 2 or 3 games, maybe a month's worth of training before Eriksen would actually be fully reacclimated to that style. But I don't think he loses that. So where does he go? Where does he play? He can play in the double pivot. If we do a 4-2-3-1, he can go alongside Fred or McTominay or Frankie de Jong if he comes in, Donny van de Beek. He can also play box to box. I would say he's more of the creative, so he'd be more of an 8 and a 10 as opposed to a 6. So he would be the one passing and moving, linking up with de Jong, linking up with Donny. He may even be a rotation option with Bruno Fernandes. He can play any of those positions and play them quite well. He has a very good eye. He has a very good range of passing, and he's even prone to the odd, set piece, the odd dead ball. He's a very good player. I rate him very highly, and I'm telling you, this excites me. I'm really glad that he's linked. I'm really glad that he's almost in, because this guy is levels. He has proved it, and such a great story that he's come back after the Euros, after his pacemaker issue. I'm pumped. I can't really put it into words. Eriksen was someone I always wanted to come to United. I was disappointed that he went to Inter. I was glad that he came back and he's playing after his heart issues. So fingers crossed that's officially announced in the coming days. United are really moving. The de Jong thing still trudging along. I'm not really putting any info out about that. I saw a bunch of stories, but it's all just the same drip feed. An alteration of, personal terms, not an issue. Still negotiating the finer details of the fees and the add-on structure. No different to last week, no different to the week before. So de Jong, hopefully, I know Ten Hag wants all of these players in before the preseason jet takes off to Asia and down here to Australia. Really not much else to say. Tyrell Malacia, I don't know too much about him. I know that he impressed Ten Hag in his time at Feyenoord, and I think there was an approach from Ajax Feyenoord to try and sign him, but there's a rivalry there, so they just didn't bother with it. He comes in as a left back. He's very progressive. He has, I think, the second or third highest in the Eredivisie last season for most progressive runs and attacking runs from defence, which fits in with the style that he would look to play. A high line, wing backs, well, the fullbacks basically playing as wing backs, pressing high and then passing into your midfield then to create your spaces, or overlapping the wingers, crosses into the box. Someone to get on the end of it. Hopefully Ronaldo if he stays. So I'm excited to see what Malacia can do. I think at least initially he'll play second fiddle to Luke Shaw. There's talks about Alex Telles leaving. We'll see. I'm not sure if there's anyone in the market for him. There's no real concrete rumours. So yeah, I'm glad things are finally starting to move along. Lisandro Martinez, I think, will come to United. De Jong is basically a done deal, depending where you look, depending who you talk to. Eriksen's on his way in. Donny, Fred, McTominay, the usual crew is still there. Everyone else still there. I don't know if any of you fans have been keeping an eye on United's videos coming out from MUTV, the training drills, the fact that Ten Hag is actually actively on the training ground rather than just being an Ollie or a Ralph and just watching. He'll get in. He will. The best thing I've enjoyed about this, I know there's only glimpses, and it doesn't really give you the overall picture, but the fact that there were a couple of times there where you can see Ten Hag stepping in to a drill and saying, stop, no, you're doing it wrong, try again. And he's basically doing this to invoke this muscle memory into the players. Now, just think that all of these training sessions have been done with the non-internationals and the youth academy and younger players in the squad, mainly the British cohort. Now you have all the international players coming back: Ronaldo, Fernandez, who else was there? Maguire, people on international duty. So, yeah, very exciting times ahead, and I'm going to part way with a little bit of cash, not supporting the Glazers, but MUTV. They do cover and do live streams of the preseason games with commentary, which I'll just turn off because I can't stand that Stuart Gardner or whatever his name is. So yeah, big things ahead. Very, very exciting. I am starting to get that excitement. I am starting to get a little bit, I guess, a little bit ahead of myself because, yeah, the main exciting thing for me is Jong and Eriksen. The first game's only 4 weeks away, 4.5, 5 weeks away. So bring on 22-23. I want to see these guys come firing out of the blocks, even if it's going to take a little bit of time. I'm just fingers crossed that the transfer window is a success and the play style can actually create something, because I don't think it's too far off to say that United can be in a top 4 run. Everyone talks about 2019-20 being the false second place, but in the end, it was 2021 being a false pretense of a season. But you can only play what's in front of you. Where you end up in later is where you deserve to be. So look, I'm gonna let you guys get back to whatever you're doing, whether you're watching me on your phone taking a dump or whether you're, with the missus. We can both watch the stream in this position, whatever you decide to choose. Happy with it. But yeah, glory, Man United. The Glazers out, and hopefully more transfer dealings will be coming up in the near future. Remember, United fly out this week, the end of this week, Friday, Saturday. They head over into Malaysia, I think, and then down to Australia not long after. So, if there's at least 2 to 3 players in at that point, that's a good basis to work off. I'm out of here, guys. Don't forget to drop a like, share, subscribe. Head over to Talk Football 92. Do the same thing. I'll leave a link to that channel in the description. And take it easy, guys. Much love, and talk to you again soon. Bye.